the broking community comes into life. So far, the reforms that we've sort of undertaken at IRDA have largely to do with insurance companies, and broker community has been on the second level. Going forward, what are the different reforms that we see in terms of responsibility of penetration coming onto brokers and reforms coming from the regulatory body for this particular segment?
In fact, you would have closely followed my address. It's all about how to make the entire ecosystem more adaptable to the changing needs, the emerging technologies, the customer needs, the customer behavior, the new age population. I talked about the millennials, the Gen Z population, then we have a significant amount of people who are in the hinterland. So how do we reach out to them? So I think all of that has been covered, and it's not that it's a one-off reform, but this will continue. And there are some inputs which have come through the councils that they had constituted some committees for more reforms and changes in the existing regulations. So a part of the report has already come in, and the next part will be coming shortly. Then IRDA will examine each one of them and take it to its logical conclusion. And so the overall, as I said during the address also, the whole idea is to make the whole ecosystem more inclusive, forward-looking, progressive, tech-enabled, so that ultimately the policyholders or the customers, they are the winners. In the sense, it becomes affordable, more efficient distribution models, more tech-driven insurance models, so that becomes more efficient. You reach out to more number of people by incurring a lesser expenditure on lesser resources and time. So that's the attempt, and whatever is being done, I'm sure going forward you'll see the results. It doesn't happen overnight, it takes time to stabilize, and I'm sure the industry, the entire industry is gearing up, including the intermediaries, including the broking community, and I'm glad that all of them are all joined hands with the ultimate objective or mission of having our society, a fully insured society, before 2040.
One question, it was a very refreshing change to see the regulator himself doing roadshows to foreign investors, telling them what the strength of insurance, Indian insurance sector is. You were recently speaking to a lot of foreign investors, insurance companies. What has been the response from that side? And does that sort of unwind into a lot of them coming into the Indian sector again?
See, as I said, the fundamentals of our economy, the fundamentals of our democratic polity, now the overall within the country, the framework of ease of doing business and reduction of compliance burden, not alone in this sector but across multiple sectors, that is happening, driven by the government at different levels. Within the regulatory system of the insurance also, we are trying to build our entire framework from going away from more of rule-based to a principle-based regime, focusing on more efficient capital utilization by way of bringing in the RBC regime, the risk-based capital regime. Then also, as we go forward, the risks today, what traditionally we were looking at the liquidity risk or the capital risk, but today the governance risk, the management risk, the operational risk, then more importantly the geopolitical risk. So all of that, the climate change risk, everything has to be factored. So a macroeconomic outlook will have to be adopted to make sure that the insurance companies are healthy, safe. So we are also working with a very global agency called the Toronto Center for a 360-degree kind of risk-based supervision framework. Also, parallelly work is on to move eventually towards the IFRS, the International Financial Reporting Standard. So, trying to make the industry also future ready, and that's how the whole attempt is. And I think this process will continue. It's not that it's over. But yes, the first phase of changes that was required, more of operational ease and flexibility, that has already come in, but others will follow.
So what is the latest update related to the Bima Sugam? sir, if you can share, sir.
Bima Sugam, I mentioned that work is in progress,
Yes, sir.
and some committees will be in place to take it forward. And so at this stage, yes, work is in full
So you were,
attention.
from a dais you were saying about it would be phygital, so it won't be a complete e-marketplace?
I'm saying the digital means today you also need foot soldiers who need to go to the people for selling or for soliciting proposals from the insurance. So it cannot be a pure digital one, but it has to be combined. Even if a foot soldier or an agent goes, he or she goes with a tech-enabled device,
That's a very important.
so that everything gets captured, no mis-selling. Efficiencies grow. The same agent can sell 10 policies, while now today without technology he is able to sell, he or she is able to sell just 1 or 2 policies. So that's how we are looking at to enable them, tech enabled, so that our reach faster, less costlier, and reach out to more and more number of people.
Mr. Panda, Manojit from Business Standard here. For the second time, IRDAI's effort to transfer Sahara liabilities to other insurance companies has hit a
Sorry,
roadblock.
no comments.
What is the
The
road
matter-
ahead for?
No comments at this stage. The matter is in the court. Anything else?
Sir, under Bima Sugam, how will this all-in-one product will be launched? So it will be.
It will be a bundled product. That is what is being contemplated.
So
So that is a choice which the customer will have. So for the last mile, it becomes a. I mean, you don't have to choose much from. So it's a standard kind of a product where you have a component of life, you have a component of health, you have a component of what do you call accident, that's casualty, and you have a component of your property. And for businesses, then that can get added on. So it's more of parametric benefit based kind of a cover, so that for the people who are at the bottom of the pyramid, it will be easy for them to buy, and it can be offered in unit. That still that product is in the works in the sense it's still being
So
developed.
does it mean that life-
आपने बात की थी कि आप अब पहले एज फैक्टर में आता था, ऑक्यूपेशन फैक्टर में आती थी, बट नाउ यू आल्सो कंसिडर द मोबाइल डेटा एंड द सोशल मीडिया प्रोफाइल. इफ यू कुड इलैबोरेट ऑन द सेम दैट किस तरह से बदलाव होगा और कितनी जल्दी हम एज अ कंज्यूमर
मैं ये
एक्सपेक्ट
कह
कर
रहा हूँ
सकते
कि टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रहा है आज के जमाने में, isn't it? So, for example, today you are aware of what is the account aggregator framework. So all the financial related data of an individual is getting aggregated at one place, which can be used by the insurance companies, which can be used by the banking companies to assess the risk profile and accordingly offer the product and the price. So going forward, all this are going to become, supposing I don't have a digital footprint or a credit footprint, say for example, somebody who is not yet or new to the bank or new to insurance. So you can look at alternate data, because there you will get some idea about the credit worthiness of that particular individual. So that is how technology is evolving. So just wanted to highlight that these are the stakeholders who should think of those technologies are also available. So that will perhaps lead to better underwriting, more prudent underwriting and pricing.
हैं. And also
So
for the cyber threats and the
making
cyber
front,
security.
so just one question. When we talk about penetration and the fact that we are going to reach to the tier 2, tier 3, so are we expecting some amendments or some proposals on the fact that claim resolutions would change? Because right now, to create the belief and for people to buy more insurance and to have belief in insurance itself, I believe also the fact that claims would be resolved faster. There will be certain limits on, maybe this is the timeline, easy access to ombudsman. Because I personally have raised a claim on the ombudsman platform and I have still not received a revert. It's been a year. So there are certain things that are still roadblocks, for people to go ahead and buy the policies.
I
So what can you do?
agree with you that there are pain points. So we are also trying to work with the industry. When I say industry, the entire ecosystem, to find better solutions so that the claim journey for the customer becomes frictionless, painless, and seamless. So work is in progress. So we are trying to, for example, in the health-related segment. So how do we? While the good thing is that around claims worth 80,000 crores approximately are being paid to customers, but some people are left out and they go through a pain process. So how do we resolve even that? That is something which the industry is working and we are
Can we
monitoring
expect
that.
some draft proposals around the same?
Work is on, madam, and
Okay.
as and when it gets ready, we are working on those aspects. And as far as the grievance mechanism is concerned, also there is a proposal from the government recent times to through a new legislation to build a more robust grievance redressal mechanism. So that is also being examined at our level, so as we can offer the comments. So I think work is on to address those issues, and I'm sure going forward we'll have a much better platform for claim settlement, claim processing, grievance redressal, and so on.
So,
Thank
so
you.
when do you expect the Bima?
Happen tomorrow, but it takes time, you know. It's
Yeah.